So happy to have you all here.
See you.
Now I will give the floor to Mr. Parízek for his opening, and then we can start with this panel. Because we are so many, I have asked our panelists to keep it short. Mr. Parízek, as the host, has a small privilege. So you have, I think you have 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much, Vesela. It's an honor to have the privilege to speak the first today, and I would like you to let me join the crowd in welcoming you all here in Slovakia at the Tatra Summit, at the well-rooted and prominent international conference designed to discuss the most pressing European political, economic, and financial affairs. I'm truly glad that we have the panel with and about the Western Balkans. I really like the title very much, as I believe that we are really indeed missing a piece of the puzzle in the European project. So, ministers, state secretaries, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, 70 years ago, we had a dream, a great idea, a Europe without boundaries. A place where people live in peace, where prosperity, freedom, and the rule of law are fundamental imperatives. Today we know that the vision of European unity became very much real, and most of the countries may sit together around one table, discuss and decide the most pressing issues. However, we still face a number of problems. Our citizens feel the impact of global economic and financial crises, and of course the influx of migrants. It has created unprecedented internal fragmentation within the Union. It also evoked deep contemplation about the security, cultural identity, ethnic and religious cohabitation in the European Union. I have to admit that this was probably also one of the factors behind the recent British referendum that we refer to as Brexit. Political forces offering radical ideas and quick solutions are on the rise. The Union is becoming the victim of its own success. Its citizens take advantages of membership for granted, and they expect even more. They want new ideas, effective solutions, and tangible results. The peace as a primary driving force is being neglected. Democracy and common values are not enough anymore. We need to undertake substantial internal changes in order to eliminate the fragmentation and ultimately avoid the dissolution. After a long period of integration, the EU faces a real threat of disintegration. Thanks to our common, persistent work, our neighborhood of Western Balkans progressed quite considerably. The public discourse in many countries has finally shifted from security-dominated issues to state building and the agenda of European integration. Major achievements on regional cooperation have been reached. One example is the Belgrade-Pristina dialogue, which generated significant results over the last couple of years. I am strongly convinced that it will remain so despite of being currently negatively challenged. Nevertheless, the business in the region is still unfinished. Even 21 years after the war in Bosnia and Herzegovina and 17 years after the war in Kosovo, we still cannot consider the situation in Western Balkans as stable. The internal situation remains very sensitive in some of the states. There is a potential for tensions, unresolved issues, and setbacks. Therefore, Slovakia advocates a broad EU enlargement with the region and the engagement with the region as well. The Western Balkans has always played a critical role in European security. The EU is not able to become a more serious actor with uncertainty just on its borders. I believe it is essential that the entire surrounding of the European Union is stable and given a due care. We need to bear in mind how the world around us is still changing. We have to use the instrument of enlargement in order to stabilize our neighborhood. As long as countries keep faith with the European project, it is important that the EU will keep faith with the countries. Unemployment, uncertainty, and corruption are among the great challenges all countries of this region have to face nowadays. Extremism and radicalization are among the threats which may arise from those economic problems. The key, which I consider as the most important in solving these economic problems, lies in enforcement of the rule of law, which is the first pillar of the new approach to the enlargement. From our own experience, I may state that it really generates foreign direct investment, creates more jobs, and ultimately higher standard of living. Let me commend the actions and measures taken in the fight against terrorism and extremism. It brings results and strengthens security in these turbulent times. It is important to continue in the endeavor and win the hearts and minds of the young people so they do not fall into a trap of extremism. Last but not least, I have to stress that it is absolutely essential to continue to tackle the three main regional topics. First, the name issue of the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. The second, integrity of Bosnia and Herzegovina. And the third is the dialogue between Belgrade and Pristina. Ladies and gentlemen, let me kindly pass the floor back to Vesela, and I'm very much looking forward to our discussion today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for this very clear introduction.